Hi guys, today we will learn about Google Cloud and geocoding with the reverse geocoding API provided by Google. This is helpful in the case when we have the address and we would like to fetch the latitude and longitude of that address, as well as there can be a situation we have a latitude and longitude, from that we want to fetch the address as well. So we will learn how exactly we can do with the help of Google API key. So what exactly is the thing is, you have to get the API key. So first of all, you have to go log into your Google console. There you go to this API library. There you have to search about the Geocoding API. It will give you these options, Geocoding API. You have to click on the first option. I have already enabled it. It's showing manage. If it is not enabled for you, it will show you to enable it. Once you enable it, it will bring you to this section. As I have created one API key here, you go to the keys and credentials section, and API keys already will be created. So what exactly, for in case if it is not created, what exactly you can do, you can simply click on API key and service metrics, and from there you can simply create the API key, or you can see to view all credentials in API services also you can see. So as earlier we have already created one API, we will enable this facility in this API only. So going to the next, you will see this option. You have to select the Android app as we are doing in the Android application, and as you can see, I have already. Going ahead, what exactly we can do, we have to enable this geocoding API here. We just checkbox and click on OK. Once we are done with this, then automatically our API has enabled, and you can use the same API key which we used earlier. So now we will learn how exactly that API key we can integrate in our Flutter application. So first of all, what we can do is coming here, Flutter license, and I'm just going to create one file over here, new Dart file, and name is as geocoding. That's all. And once we done it here, now we are going to do some operations as the data will be coming and going. So what we have to do, we have to use a stateful widget here. So st full widget we are going to use it. So in that case, it has to be coming like this. So we're going to say geocoding screen. Now we done it, and then we just import it, import the libraries. Okay, now what we can do is we can go back and we in our main, as I have already created other applications here, we can see simply click on it, and once we run it, then we will see a blank screen as well. So that blank screen is because right now we have not have any application as a simple, as you can see this simple one. Now we're going to create the structure for this one. How we're going to create the structure from the previous videos, if you remember, but we will do it here. So what we can do is we created a scaffold, and in that scaffold we will be having an app bar, and in that app bar we will be having this app bar widget, and with that we will be having a set title. So title we can give it as a text. Okay, in the text what we have, geocoding. Okay, so first we are going to create our structure. After that we are going to do the integration of the API. So after the app bar we will have the body, and in the body we will be creating one column, because we are going to show it into the structure ways, or in case if you don't want to do, because column creation having a children in that, so what you can do is simply you create a padding, and in that padding you can come like this. Now in the padding what we will have, this padding, and we will have edge inset dot all is to give overall padding, actually 16.0 or whatever you would like to give. And in the child what we can do is we are going to create a simple, first of all we're going to create one text form. Okay, so text field exactly we are going to create it here. So before that, what is that child we need to here, and then we will have a text field. In that text field we will have values, whatever the change the values will be coming. So what we can do is how exactly we are going to fetch that. So before going ahead, I'll just do one thing. I will wrap all this text section to be into column, or you can say just put it here, just press Ctrl Z and we come here and then just as it as a column. So now what exactly is going to happen, we are going to simply create it in a simple way. So on changed value, okay, with the value going ahead address value. Now you may be thinking, what is this address? Address is actually, we have to create one variable here for that. Okay, so we will create one variable string address. Okay, and then so that will only getting the address. Let us create one more variable here, that will be our API key, whatever the API key. Also we will be having other details like coordinates, so I'll just create it as a string coordinates. Okay, reverse. Now you may be thinking, what I have done this here, coordinates and address, because what happened, address is just is empty. Okay, and now what exactly is going to happen is here it can be having the dealing with the null values. Okay, going ahead, we'll be creating that another section here. So what we're going to do is, we'll just simple, if want to do like this, you can just simply update it. As you can see, the structure will slowly start coming. As you can see, the enter form is coming. So I'll just put it as a decoration, so that if the decoration means we will be having putting some information for the user what exactly. Otherwise, if they see the simple empty text box, they will not understand what exactly they have to use. So enter address. Okay, so once you do the enter address, it will give us the facility for that user. Okay, now we will just do the one sized box, so that there should be one gap. We will put one button over here, so we'll put it as a height and we'll put it as 10, and then go down. Now we will create one elevated button. In that elevated button, on press situation we have, so we will just do that. So get on address. Okay, and in that we'll put it as address. The child is what, or text, so that user should know what exactly you have to do. So we have to get now it is, the method is not yet created, so what exactly we can do that. Oh, now we can go for this get coordinates method. So we'll just create the method, rest we will do it later, so that it does not give us the error. Okay, so we'll put it as a future void. Why we are putting as a future void? Because the address will be coming, so accordingly it will take some time to fetch the address. So string address, and then I will put it async, because it will be an async operation. So for that we have to just put it. So now once you do that, you can see that a text box is there and the button is there. Now with that we can get the, once we put the address, then we can simply get the location. Now what we have to do is, we have to prepare this method. To prepare this method is our final URL. Okay, we're making as final because this URL is not going to change it. I'll just put it in that, and let me close this one, so it has stays https://maps.googleapi/geocode/json. This is the API URL provided by Google only. Okay, equals to $URI. Okay, dot encode component. Why? Because this encode component, whatever the value we are going to provide it here, and after that key. Okay, without this key nothing will happen, you will not get any data, as I told you. Yeah, okay. So now once done, we go to the next section. API key is this one, so accordingly. Now what we will have, I will have a response equals to await http dot get URI dot parse in that URL. Okay, now http is giving message because we have not added the http package over here. So if it is gives like this, you can simply come here, it will not come simply like this. So import package and then go to http and like this. But not only stops here, actually you have to use it as http. Okay. Now as you see, the error is gone. Now going ahead, what we can do is, if response dot status code, whatever the status code is, according to that we have to do it. So status mode, so final data equals to JSON, because it will return some JSON value dot decode. So whatever the value is going to come as, according to that value only you can go ahead. So response dot body. Now in case if you are saying that the JSON decode is giving error, the reason is we have to import one more package, that is package, and that called is actually not this one, it will be dart colon convert. Okay, that actually we require, so that this JSON decode error will be gone. Okay, now going ahead, if data, okay, status, it should be in the bracket because these are predefined values which is coming from there, so accordingly only we can do. Okay, and then going here, so final location equals to data, the bracket, what we can say is the result. Then in the this will be the first one, so we have to use it as a 0, and then the geometry. Okay, why? Because we are using the map API which is fetching the address, so you have to use the geometry concept here. Okay, and then location. After that you can just close this statement, and then we put it as set state. Now set state is what you can do is you can simply print this value here. Means what exactly the value is, means fetching that latitude and longitude. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to put it in a bracket, okay, and put it like this. So we will have latitude and longitude fetching now. So location, okay, in the location we will have these values, lat, okay, comma, not here, comma, here, comma, and then another will be location. Okay, because location is actually the key, and this is here the value coming, LNG. Okay, so from this we can get the latitude and longitude. So in case there is an error, else we can print or in case if you don't want to put set state, I'm putting set state so that later on I'll show you how you can print it onto the application directly. Okay, so here it is, error. In that error, whatever the data is coming, okay, so dollar data and whatever the status of that, what status is being provided. It has to be in the double quotes because otherwise it will be a string literally. Okay, now going ahead, this is the closing of this else external, and then I will be using this here as well. So here what you can do is set state and just take this data and just put it here, and what we can do, we can simply give it a simple message here, fail to fetch coordinates. So now what exactly will happen when the user will be fetching it this enter address, and then he will enter some address or something, then at that, in that case, whatever the details will be coming through that, it can come. So I just refresh it, and as you can see is giving me some message that geocoding method not getting. That's not a problem, we can check it out. json.decode http response http.get URI. So we can simply get it, we have to just reload in that case, and is giving the package http. Okay, let's see what exactly. Yeah, this is actually the issue, we have put it actually the forward slash, that should not be there. So now as you can see, we have this address. So let's see how exactly it works, but it will still not work because we have not provided the API key. So let me provide the API key, and then we will fetch the address. So guys, I have already put the API key as a API key is a paid version, so it can't be displayed over here. So what exactly we can do is, we can see here the application is here, and I have searched that like Google Office address. You can just simply search, and I will just copy this one, and we will put it over here, and we see in our print statement how exactly is going to come. Okay, so as you can see here, 37, whatever the value is coming here, lat 37 longitude, like this. So like this our data will be coming. Now what we can do is, we can try to print it in our application directly, see the screen, so that user should also know some values coming. So I will just close this one, and going ahead and make it here like whatever the coordinates are coming. So if coordinates, okay, not equals to null, then in that case what we can see here show is that we can simply print that coordinate. So what we can do is simply coordinates, okay, and then colon dot coordinates, the variable which we have created earlier. Now for that exactly what we can do is, we have to put it comma over here so it not gives any error. Now I have used the set state here. Now I'll just put that values whatever is being coming over here, so that we can simply see that section. So what this value is, okay, so leave it here and put it as a coordinates. Okay, in the coordinates we put it is like this earlier, and then we can just simply copy paste over here. Now as exactly it is giving some error, the reason is very simple, we have to just put it here this, and accordingly we can just put it here. So we can just correct it over here. Actually sometimes with the variables we can simply just put it here. Okay, now we have these coordinates. Now same thing what we can do is, in the coordinate section what we can do is, we can just simply show it that as well, because we have taken the string variable, so we can simply show it the data as well. So same thing what we can do is, we can do it here. So in case any value is not coming, or sometimes it is not fetching, so we can just simply do it. What exactly we have missed it over here, that okay, so we have to not close it over here. Okay. So now just refresh it, coming back to the running devices, we can just print it, and you can see the coordinates are printing over here. So this is the way we can simply get the latitude and longitude of any address provided by the user. Okay, so we can get the latitude and longitude. Now what we can do is, the next part will be your latitude and longitude, what we have got it 37, and this one, from that what exactly we can do, we can fetch the address. Okay, so for doing that, what exactly we have to do is, I'll close this over here, going back, and then we can just format this code, reformat code. So now it's look better. We just put it as a comma here. Using that, it will make it look better. Now what we have to do, we have already this button and everything. Now what I will do, I'll create two more text field. Okay, so I'll just take this text field only and put it over here and put it into the row. Okay, and I will make one more text field over here. Okay, in that text field, what we're gonna do is, we will have not some on change method, we will have a concept of controller. Okay, so what we will have, lat controller. Okay, we'll create this same way. We can just put it over here, and we have long controller. Okay, so let's create this controller first. Now we're going to create this controller so it does not give us the error. So we'll just put it as a text editing controller, and we will put it as a lat controller equals to text editing controller, and then we put it as a semicolon. Same way we can just put it here, long controller, and then now we will not have any error. So once we don't have any error, as you can see, it will be showing you the text box and everything. Okay, right now it's giving me the like this error, because we have to arrange this first here. It will not simply come here like this. Okay, so sized box width, we will give one width. Okay, and then it's giving me one error because it's saying that failed SSL line hash size and everything, render box was not layered, need a ping. So in that case, sometimes once you reload it, it can display the proper values and the UI also. Otherwise we have to use some kind of a methods for that, so that it is visible. So what exactly we can do is, we can add the concept of expanded. So wrap this section into the widget. Okay, wrap it widget and name it as a expanded. It happens when you are putting two text field into the same row. Okay, it's very common to happen. So next time when you are making the application, at that time what you can do is, you have to wrap it in that. Okay, so come here, and in case sometimes it not comes, no problem, still you can just simply copy it here. It's very common to happen. Sometimes your IntelliSense doesn't work, as you can see is. Now as you can see this, the issue is gone. So enter address coming, so we'll put it as a lat dude and longitude. Okay, now we have this one. So same way what we can do is, we can take this elevated button over here. Okay, and then comma this, and not in the row, actually we have to come out of the row, so that we can set that we can get coordinates and we can get address. Okay, so we can change this value. Now with this, when we will enter the latitude and longitude, we will get the address as well. So going ahead, what we're going to do is, we are going to create one more method. So how exactly we are going to do that? We will create one method, name is as a future void get address from coordinates. Okay, and then here we will be at string lat comma string long. We will see what exactly we are going to use it for. Async, and then same way we have this API also going to use it, but before that actually the latitude and longitude will be into the float variable, or you can say the double variable. For that case, what exactly we have to do is we have to parse these values first. Okay, so double lat equals to double dot parse. Okay, what we have to parse it? Oh, it has to be try parse. Okay, this is a way. I just put it different variable, otherwise it will give me error. Longitude, I will just put it in longitude. Okay, so I'll just put it as a latitude. Okay, whatever the source is. Okay, let me close this so we have a screen. Same way we can just put it here more, and we'll put it as a long. Now we have a longitude, we put it as a longitude, and then after that we will just use this method, so we don't have to do long way. Just put it, but make sure we have to change the API key, means like a not API key exactly, we have to change the URL. Okay, so everything is fine in this, like maps.googleapis.com. okay, maps, okay, API geocode JSON. What exactly is different is called LATLNG. Okay, and based on that we will be able to do that. Okay, so let long. Now this also is not going to be the part of it. Okay, so how exactly we are going to do is we are going to use this actually here, comma dollar long. So like this you have to use it, that and long. Going ahead, what we have to check the status. Okay, so we will take this section first and we will just put it here. There's not two difference. Okay, so what exactly we have to do is we have to take this also, funnel data, so whatever the value. So I'm just making it in a copy way so that it saves your time. Okay, response. Okay, so from where exactly we have to copy exactly from here. So response is there, so you can just simply take whole data. We can then after that we can simply change it. Okay, so now as you can see the status mode have to be done, and status mode has to be okay, and the results has to become. Now the difference will be formatted address, so we will not need this geometry location. Okay, so we will have this thing formatted underscore address. So this exactly it has to become, it has to be formatted address. Okay, and we will take one variable, we will call it as a reverse address we have taken. So we'll put this all data into here, and in that what exactly we have to display is this one. We don't need this one, so we have to use this one. And the same way status and do, but we will use the reverse address. Okay, so the reverse address, whatever the value is, okay, results formatted address. Going ahead, we want to print it to the user so that they can see is. So what exactly we have to do, you have to use the same concept here. So check it if the reverse address. So going ahead and we will put it over here, and earlier we used the coordinates variable. Now what we're going to use it, we are going to use the reverse address. This is the way in case the value is not coming, so it can simply print it over here. I will put it as a address. Okay, now from this you can simply get the address. Now once we put the API key, and then we can see how exactly we have already put the API key. So let's see how does it actually work. So we have the address. Earlier we have taken the Google Office address. Let's copy this address again and then put it over here, and we get the coordinates. Okay, now what we can do is we can simply put it 37.4224384, and then minus 122.0849456. So it has saying that coordinate error results 0. I think we have missed out somewhere. Okay, so let's see that first. What exactly we missed, we haven't put it over here. So we have to add on here this controllers, actually this latcon controller dot text. This kind of things happens when we are development. So long controller dot text. That's why the data is coming up there. So we'll click on address, and in that case we will first get the coordinates. Okay, I think we have to reload the application. In that case it should be coming. So reload the application. So let's reload the application and we check it out here. As we have the application, I verified it. Yeah, okay, let's see that the device is running here. So I'll just take the Google address here. Meanwhile, I have actually verified that API key is fine and there is no error. So we can just get the coordinates, and then we put it as a 37.4224384, and then we put it as a minus 122.849456, and we get the address. So address, whatever the address is, that in case 84084, actually it has to be 600 MPT. So whatever the address may have put it from this. So through this you can simply fetch up the geocoding, reverse geocoding. There can be different scenarios where we have to use this application, and accordingly you can proceed further. So see you guys in another video.